What's up everyone? Here's the Wave electric bike assembly video. So first start by opening up your box, tilt it on its side, pull out your Wave electric bike from the box. If you can put down a sheet on the ground, that'll help prevent it from getting scratched or scuffed on the ground. Make sure you pull out all the pieces. Next, cut all the ties that are holding all the pieces together. There's a bunch of plastic pieces and also protective film around the frame of the bike. Make sure to pull that off. Use scissors if you have to. Next, lay the bike upside down so that you can put the front wheel in place. Make sure that the disc brake fits into the caliper, and then you can tighten down. If you have the quick release, make sure that you tighten all the way and then press the quick release toward the frame. Spin the wheel, make sure it's all good. Put the bike up, the kickstand down, and then you can put the steering column into the front fork shaft. It should slide right in there. Once it slides all the way down, you're going to use the Allen wrench at the top of the stem to tighten it, but first make sure that the front wheel and the handlebar are lined up and it's straight. Tighten down with the Allen wrench clockwise to tighten. Make sure it's tight. Next, you can tighten the light with an Allen wrench. You're going to have to hold the back with either your fingers or a wrench. Make sure that's tight and angled where you want it to be angled. You're going to use a screwdriver to tighten the angle of the light. Next, we're going to put the battery rack over the back wheel. So start by taking the hardware off of the two holes that you see right behind the seat post. And then you see two vertical pieces of metal that come up from the rear axle. The battery rack's going to sit on top of that and then screw in each side with a nut and bolt. So take the nut and bolt off of each side. Then take the battery rack and it's going to slide down into those metal posts that attach to the rear axle. Just make sure it doesn't go down too far so that it's sitting on the actual wheel itself. And when you get it to a height that you want, you can put the nut and bolt back in on each side. Next is you're going to attach the front of the battery rack to the post right behind the rear seat with the nuts and bolts that you took out earlier, so that's going to secure it in place. So the battery rack basically attaches at two different places. One is right over the rear axle, and then the second place is right behind the rear seat post. Make sure all the nuts and bolts are tight. Next, take the seat, put the post into the hole, make sure it's loose. Slide it down to whatever height that you want, and then you can tighten the quick release handle for the seat. Next, take the battery and you can slide it on into the rack. The bottom of the battery, you'll notice, has grooves in it so that it can fit onto the rack. There's actually grooves that it's going to slide into. And then you're going to take the power cord and plug that into the battery. Take the keys, put that into the slot and turn it to the on position, make sure it's locked. Then you can turn your bike on by holding down the center button for several seconds. Next, take the pedals and put them into the holes at the crank. You'll notice that one side of the bike is going to turn clockwise, the right side pedal. The left side pedal is going to turn counterclockwise to tighten. That's so they don't come loose while you're riding. So for the left pedal, you're going to put the pedal in and twist it to the left. So one pedal is meant for the left side of the bike, the other pedal is meant for the right. So if it's not tightening, switch pedals and that should solve the problem. That's it, everyone.